I gotta make sure we can see the whiskey. Wow, it didn't even. All right, guys, welcome to the stream, Getting Lit with me, Tommy Calloway. And before I do this evening's pour, which is some Jim Beam, pretty standard whiskey here, we are going to bring in our guest today, Bart Johnson. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's the Jim Beam Black Extra Aged Bourbon. It's a, let's make sure that you can see it while you're on. There we are. There we go. So this one actually was a gift I sold actually we gave away a Sea-Doo and a trailer to someone, and we basically wanted our garage space back. We used it once. It was, first off, it was a gift to us, and then we re-gifted it to someone else, and he gave me this whiskey. So that's where this comes from. So I'm going to go full screen on the pour. So you're going to be off the screen here for a second. And then, of course, we got the lens over here. And that's what I'm having tonight. Oh, good. Yeah. Next time, here we're back on the screen now. Next time, I'm actually going to put up probably the Rode VideoMic NTG right over the whiskey, so you can hear all the pour sounds. Not ASMR or anything, but just to make it sound decent. Oh, we got no sound from you, Bart. So no sound from you. I think that's my fault. Let me. Can we hear you now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Now you can.
Oh wait, now you're canceling out.
Now I'm can. Oh yeah, I can hear myself a little bit.
Yeah. How do we do this? This is welcome to live streaming. Yeah, give me a second, guys. We're figuring out the audio situation.
So Tommy, I can hear you fine.
It's when you're talking, it round robins back to you, I think.
Yeah, I hear a little bit of my echo back to myself.
Here, maybe if I change the audio that's going in through Skype, then that will fix that. Let's see, audio and video settings. You guys are probably seeing my audio settings here.
3, 2, 1.
Let's turn that off. Audio.
Jim Beam Black Extra Aged.
Microphone. I'm going to just use my. Let's see, what do I do here?
3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1.
Let's try this.
2, 3.
Now speak.
3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3.
Is that better? You can hear me, right?
I can hear you through. It sounds like your computer speaker.
Yeah, that'll do, because they can hear my microphone,
but
and
I
they
can hear
your
you.
microphone.
Yeah, like
cool.
just
All right.
through like regular Skype. Yeah.
All right, cool. We're fixed. Sorry for that, guys. Sorry for the little delay there. All right, so we got Bart Johnson here. We talked about the whiskey. Bart, what are you drinking tonight? Basil Hayden's?
So yes, as I was saying, I've got a little bourbon whiskey myself. My wife surprised me and got me a bottle of some Basil Hayden's. And this one I am cracking open for the first time on this. I've already had a bottle of this. It's so good. But she got me a fresh bottle.
That's very nice of her. It's always nice to get a fresh bottle of whiskey.
As I struggle to open it, yeah. Ooh, goodness gracious.
Your whiskey sounds are much different than mine.
Oh, well, that'd be why. There we go.
Yeah, you got it. Cool. Well, while he's struggling with that, I am going to tell you guys about my lighting setup for this evening.
Nailed it. Yeah, go ahead, Tommy.
First off, we are filming on the red Komodo there. That is my live stream A-cam. Probably paid too much for that just for the purpose of live streaming. But we're gonna talk about this weekend in my video. I'm going to go over the differences of the red Komodo and the Sony a7S III, at least my own first impressions after using it. For the lights, though, my lights are just the IntelliTech LC120. I've got that overhead as kind of my main key light. Behind me, we have the ProLight Orion 300, which is a full color RGB WCL COB style light, and it has the projection attachment on it. Very interesting light. I'll be reviewing that one the weekend after this. And then we've got the Rotolite Titan there, which you can only see if I close Bart's screen there. And then just the Came TV built-in Andromeda Slim Tube, which is the one with the little toy remote, this little thing. And the both 120Ds are on right now, two 120D Mark IIs, and they just kind of fill in the room a little bit. So if I turn one off and then two off, there we go. Now they're both back on. It's not a lot, but well, it is a lot, but they don't add a lot. It's just trying to mainly just to keep my room bright so I don't trip over things. I've noticed when I do these streams in the really super dark environment that like I fall over stuff. So, or I trip over wires and things. And for the second cam here, the whiskey cam on the Rhino slider, we have the Sony A7S III with the Sigma 24-70 f2.8, and that's using the Mars Hollyland Mars 400S Pro. And because it has HDMI and SDI, I use that with the Red Komodo, and I also use it with the Sony A7S III. So it works out really well for that purpose. The Komodo's on the Sigma 18-35, the regular one, because I want to use autofocus. So I could demonstrate how the Komodo's autofocus works with the stream, and it works darn well.
Oh, you autofocus guys.
It's the Red Komodo. So, I mean, you had to play with the autofocus a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. It's an impressive little cam.
And that's also why you see the numbers at the bottom of the screen. That's how long the camera has been on, because I was in the picture-in-picture setting, but then I couldn't figure out how to get it all set up appropriately. I really should have spent more time setting the stream up, because I wanted to have Bart in the picture-in-picture screen, or my... whatever. It is what it is. The Red Komodo doesn't broadcast just a straight signal without this weird thing through the
So
SDI.
it always has that little overlay of the
I'm not sure. Maybe I need to invest more time in figuring that out, because I've recorded internally and it doesn't record that, right? Obviously.
Huh.
But you should be able to record externally without those markings on it. But I haven't.
I bet there's some way to get a clean HDMI out of the thing, but it's like anything with Red. It's like there's a way to do it, but it seems like it's kind of convoluted to get there.
Yeah, like I said, learning process.
So where there's one setting that you have turned on somewhere in the base levels that says, all right, always give me time code or runtime, and that's like superseding something.
So I still need to figure that out. I think that's. Well, I was trying to work around it, but in reality, I should have just spent more time figuring the camera out to see if I could just send that out. Whatever. Anyways, so what lights are you using tonight?
New cameras are so much fun.
Yeah, I don't have enough time to spend all day with it, so it's like learn as you go in production.
Yeah, that's the fun of it. Is like, all right, like, can I make this thing do what I want right now? Like, all right, let's figure it out. Like, yeah. I love that.
And I'm also on 4K mode, so I moved it down from 6K to 4K. So it's cropped in a little bit more, and so I had to zoom out more, All
right, yeah.
Tell me about your lights.
My lights. Okay, so I have nothing nearly as impressive as you going on right here. Actually, since I'm in my my office/edit suite setup, I am actually using the Elgato key light as my key light. I've actually been really impressed with that thing. I can kind of control it from my Stream Deck here, which is kind of nice. But over here, I have a PavoTubes 6C throwing some blue. And I have another PavoTube 6C on the ground throwing some pink. And above me, that I've magneted to the drop ceiling, I added some magnets myself to the PavoTube clamps.
Yeah.
And I have a 15C up overhead that is giving me my sort of rim light and kick and everything.
Nice. I'm sizing you up a little bit because I noticed I have your square sized wrong, because I can see the little gray thing from Skype.
It won't let you get rid of that. Look, you could size me as big or small as you want. It won't get rid of that.
No. I'm cropping it out through the magic of editing right now. Hang on. We're doing this. Sorry guys, we're doing it live. Let's have a little cheers, by the way. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Cheers, Tom.
Clink.
Glad we got to do this.
Likewise. Let's see. How am I going to? Now, if you actually could zoom out just a tiny bit, is that possible?
No, I am at the widest. I'm on a prime.
Can you point your camera up just a little bit?
Tilt up? Yeah.
Yeah, tilt up just a tiny bit.
It's on a magic arm, so I can give it a little
Perfect. I think.
Is that enough?
Yes, that's perfect. All right, cool. Now I'm going to move you around. Yeah, that works. Cool. Now we have less of Skype's baloney user interface on there.
I like it. Yeah. So yeah, what I've got here is I have a Panasonic G7 is basically just like permanently like I have a magic arm mounted to the wall and it comes up and just peeping right over top of my screen. But I have a Rokinon, what is it? 18 millimeters, something like that. I don't even remember anymore how wide it is, but yeah, it's the widest Rokinon that I had, and it does good. It does good for me for just as like a webcam and hanging out and doing streams from the desk here.
Nice. Yeah, I like those Pavo tubes. Those are really handy and they're built super well.
Dude, I am so in love with the Pavo tubes. So first I started small with the 6Cs. So like I was saying, I can bring one into shot here. The one that's doing the blue. But you know, these little guys, I was like, oh, these are fun.
Yeah, I like those. Really tanky. The magnets, super useful. I like them because when I have this thing sometimes, not this thing. So I'll take my other camera, my microphone Rode PSA arm thing, and I'll stick it to that, and I'll just boom it over my head to be a nice little hair light.
All right, Tommy, I will give you the exclusive preview of my special hack for magnet mounting the 6Cs.
Okay, what is it?
So they're really good at like most things, like stick up and like just cling to something, but they tend to slip down on their own weight, right?
Yeah.
When you mount them vertically. So here, I'll turn this one off so you can see it. If you go to the grocery store and buy some vegetables, you'll get these little rubber bands.
Oh, smart. Friction.
All you have to do is add one of these to each end, and it adds enough tension and friction, but not enough thickness that the magnets don't work. But that, dude, it like sticks.
That's clever.
This. Like, and I even have extras here, and I'm actually coming out with a Pavo tube video, and literally one of my tips is eat your veggies.
That's smart. That's cool.
But yeah, just all you need, like if they come out with another version, all they need to do is put just a little rubber pad, because all it needs is a little bit of friction to hold on to that surface, because the magnets are strong enough. It's just that the surface is slippery.
Yeah. All right. So thanks for showing it, Mr. Camera Junkie. And we got Nils. And we got Malmo Motion Pictures says, "Hey Bart, distorted." I think that was from the audio when we were setting that up.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's my fault. And Tech Open says nothing useful. She says that the guy needs more than lights. You're cool. Not.
I've been back. I got to pull up the chat.
Yeah, no. If you're not going to say anything,
oh snap.
You gotta turn down, dude. If that was copyrighted, I'm gonna be so mad.
It's all right. It was an ad, so I'm guarantee it's not.
That's cool. So your studio, I mean, let's just cut to the chase. You know, it burnt down.
Yeah.
What's the story? What happened there?
All right. So I was and still am, but like independent business owner myself, you know, running my production company and all that kind of stuff. Was doing small stuff, had a full-time job working for another production company, and doing YouTube. So I had a nice studio, a nice basic gear and all this stuff, and it was in the basement of our house. And actually we had just bought this house. It was our first home. And we weren't even in there 2 years, and we went away to go see family for Thanksgiving on in 2019. And I'm a smart home nut, and I got alerted that there was smoke in my house, and I was like, what's going on? Hit up my neighbor, and he was like, yeah, it's bad, like something's going on. And so our house didn't burn completely down, but it was severely destroyed. And the problem was the fire was in the basement, right where it was in the room where I kept all of my gear, and my studio and all that stuff. And it just all got just torched. And like a lot of the house got messed up. Even the upper levels, the firefighters came through and tore apart a lot of stuff. And it was, yeah, it was bad.
That's painful, and I'm sorry to
Yeah.
have you relive it today.
Yeah, it sucked. And what sucked even more was being so far away from it when it happened, and not being able to come see it. And we drove through the night and came home, and I think we came home at like 5 a.m. And just saw our house all boarded up and burnt up, and it was rough, man.
That sucks.
But the good thing was, so we have two dogs. We have two Siberian Huskies who are with us on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
And we have two cats who were at home, and our neighbors got the cats out of the house. So everybody was unharmed. So everything was okay. The only stuff that got lost was material. But long and short of it is, it's still an ongoing process. We are back. I'm in the house right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we were living in a rental home with rental furniture, with stuff that was provided to us by insurance company and everything for 9 months. And after 11 months, we finally moved back into this house when construction was finished. And we still have little things here and there that they're finishing and whatnot. But
does it feel like a new house?
It does in parts,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't in others. My office feels very much the same here because we didn't really change it. Like, we knocked out the back wall back there just because we could and did it. But here's the beauty of everything. My wife is an interior designer.
Yeah.
So she actually redesigned the entire layout of the basement where the studio was, redesigned the entire first floor that got all burnt up and torn out. And then the sort of blessing in disguise is that during COVID, when all of their jobs were being canceled, we hired her company to do the work. And so our rebuilding of our house kept her employed.
That's pretty cool. And that was covered through insurance?
Yes. So insurance gave us the money and had it together, and they were like, yeah. And then like find a company and like, yeah, we didn't do anything backdoor and nothing shady.
I wouldn't ask you to disclose any of that on a stream.
No, yeah. But I mean, like, the beauty of it is like we were paying her company when they were in trouble.
Yeah.
And then they were able to pay her when she was in trouble.
That's awesome. I hope that you also like applied for the PPP and all that stuff.
I did personally for my company. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I did apply for the PPP.
What a wild ride.
So the weirdest thing for me was when COVID hit and everybody like around like March was like, oh God, we're out of work. It wasn't that big of a deal for me because I had been out of work since November. And so actually these past couple months I've been getting back to work as like a camera operator and a gimbal operator, and like it's weird because like it seriously has been like over a year.
Man. Yeah, so being a filmmaker is your livelihood, right?
Yeah.
So
I've done it one way or another, whether I'm working for myself or working for myself and supplementing it with working for another company and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so for me. This is all just for giggles. Technically, I mean it's fun. I love doing it.
No, it
I
pisses
would
me
love
off.
to
You're so
do it.
good at it too.
I would love to do it professionally, but it's just the finances don't add up to make me do that yet.
Oh, trust me, I know they don't. It's hard to make these finances work.
Yeah. By the way, Bart has a YouTube channel and he makes great videos, so you should subscribe to him. There will be a link in the stream after the stream because I set it up within like 3 minutes of going live and it was still a disaster, but it'll be added after the stream. And
It's true. Tommy doesn't plan anything. He just kind of goes for it.
I can post it in the stream's chat real quick. Bart Johnson YouTube. Just so
I'm sorry.
anyone
I was
sees.
talking a lot. Did we miss a cheers? Cheers, Tommy.
Yes, sorry. Cheers. Boom. Here we are. Bart Johnson Productions.
But yeah, I mean, it is definitely one of those things, and like we can all say it. It's just like that'll never happen to me.
Yeah, so what caused it?
So it turns out it's still not definite, but it was the furnace in the house.
Okay.
There was some sort of electrical failure. They don't know if it was a short or a limiter switch or something that didn't go, and it just went and it went up. Um, and they actually had an investigator come out and like talk to me and was like, oh, like, all right, well, how often do you service it? I was like, well, we bought this house last year and we know that it's like 60 years old, so we had it fully serviced. Well, how often do you change the filters? I'm like, well, sir, I have two Siberian Huskies, so I change the filters 3 times more often than normal. And yeah, he actually looked at it, and basically they don't know.
Yeah.
It was just there was something in the old furnace. It was the original furnace from like the 50s or 60s, and it just either something sparked or it just wouldn't stop getting hotter, and it just went.
That's too bad, man.
Yeah,
That's
and it's one of those things that like it was unavoidable.
yeah, that's hard. So I mean, if my if my studio went up, I'd be broken.
It hurt.
It's such a it's a thing that I built out of passion, and then if that just goes up, and then you have nothing left.
Well, it was my man cave too, because
Yeah,
you've seen my new studio, right? Like all the Marvel helmets and
yeah,
Star
yeah,
Wars.
yeah.
I had all that down there too, and like I lost all of it.
Man, I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah,
Well, now it's time to rebuild. Your studio's back now. What are
it
you
is.
got big plans?
I do. I have real big plans, man. I'm basically my number one goal is to get my channel better than Tommy Calloway's.
Well, I mean, you should do it. You're a professional. I'm just a hobbyist with some cameras and lights and stuff. Shouldn't be
Oh,
too hard to get past me.
oh, you son of a. No, but yeah, I actually, to be honest, the other big kick was, I had this full time job where I was doing it for past 7 years. I was really comfortable. I was salary for a production company in based in London. I was doing work for them, but it wasn't the most boring work, but they, or sorry, it wasn't the most exciting work, but they paid me well. Um, but then actually right around the time that we moved back into our house finally, I got laid off because COVID, they didn't have enough work to keep me going.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've been really happy since then because I've actually, for the first time in like the past several years, I've been going out and doing what I really like to do, which is go and shoot. So I've been going out and I've been a gimbal operator on like a lot of shoots. I did a lot of political ads and doing stuff up and down like Capitol Hill and all that kind of stuff. Been doing Washington Performing Arts performances here in DC and all that kind of stuff. And just I'm going to be going to Mexico next month for a documentary about gray whales, like, but just like going to shoot stuff. And actually, I'm feeling really really good, and actually enjoying getting back to shooting because I really miss that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because that's what I initially did, and then I think I got into the, oh yeah, I can produce and I can do this, like, kind of for the money for the job, but
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
I don't think
glad
I liked it that much.
I'm glad to hear that it was not glad to hear. I'm just so I'll just say it. I'm glad to hear that it wasn't some of your filmmaking equipment that caused the fire, right?
No,
Because
no.
you always, we all charge like a million batteries at the same time, and there's like loads of power strips everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Um, I would, I don't want to hear one of those type of horror stories ever. So
Nope.
knowing that it was something outside of that world, it's just like a tiny little bit more comforting for the rest of us, I think.
The other side of the world that knows me knows that I also love barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fact that it happened on Thanksgiving, I was like, I know everybody is going to think I like deep fried a turkey and burn my, but
Like
no.
a frozen turkey, like throw it in the fryer.
I was like, no, it had nothing to do with cooking. It had nothing to do with mischarging batteries. I was 650 miles away, and it was a blessing that I had those smart smoke detectors that told me
Yeah, it could have been worse.
we wouldn't have had a house. They
Yeah.
they told us that. Like, they were like, if it had been 10, 15 minutes more, like, it would have been gone. Because the fire was in the basement. It was nighttime and it was Thanksgiving night. So there were no flames. So by the time people saw flames, it means like gone.
Jeez.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah. So, what are your goals on YouTube specifically? And I know that you showed up to my streams a lot, and I really appreciate it. And you've liked the tweets, and what's for actually why? So why do you even watch my channel? What's interesting about it to you?
You.
No, it's not the gear. I feel like I don't know.
Well, some of the gear is interesting, but actually
Yeah.
you, like, I find you interesting, and I find your perspective on stuff interesting. And yes, of course, the gear. Like, I want to know about a lot of these things, but actually, like, yeah, you specifically, I've found your take on things and the way you approach things very refreshing. And I've actually rewatched reviews of things that I've already seen reviewed, but watched your version of it because I find it very refreshing. Because I find I
I
find
guess
your
the different
personality very
perspective.
similar to mine. And I kind of like that.
Well, thank you. I
Um,
appreciate that.
yeah, no,
Because I'm always curious because I mean I don't meet like my subscribers really ever. I mean I don't walk down this. I mean particularly now because I just
yeah,
don't leave the house. But previously to all this, stay inside everything. I think I ran into one person who saw some of my older style of videos one time, and I was elated at that. But when I see people subscribing to me, it's like I feel like they subscribe because the gear is interesting and they want to learn about more interesting gear. I don't ever feel like it's because of me or my personality. It's
yeah.
I want to get there. I'm trying to do that, get better at telling my story instead of like just reading a
I
fact
think you're
sheet.
very good. You definitely have a personality and a story in the way that you tell things. Like, yeah, I mean, you can tell who you are. I mean, like, I wouldn't have come on here if I didn't know that immediately you and I meeting for the first time, like 5 seconds before we go live together, like, that we wouldn't click. Like, I knew exactly that we would, because I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so we got a comment here. Ben's Tech Lab says, FYI, one of Bart's original studio tour videos, a recorded stream, was an inspiration I used when building my space. I
really.
printed out screenshots of Bart's videos to take with me to the equipment store.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
That's really cool.
That's great. So yeah, I was doing that like whole studio rebuild series, and I still am. I still got gonna do the final episodes of like camera and like how I'm streaming and stuff. But yeah, that was part of the whole idea of like like you gotta make the most out of what's happening here.
Yeah.
Um, and like I said, the fact that my wife is an interior designer, like she actually had models of what it's going to look like, and like it was like, who gets that? Like this is cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and it was fun to do. I mean,
So are you curious about the red Komodo at all?
So I have worked, like I said, I've worked with the Komodo a few times.
By the way, autofocus.
I've never done the post on the Komodo. Oh, look at
Look
that.
at that. Red Komodo. Now I'm in focus. And now this is in focus. I mean, come on. That's a red camera. That's cool, right?
Oh, shit.
So
Demonetized.
So I filmed. No, you're fine. So I towards the end of the glass, I start cussing too.
I noticed. I think that was the stream where I agreed to be on.
Possibly. So well, if you're doing that, then of course I need to see. I've got a camera on mine. A little bit more. So I filmed my first video on the Komodo over the weekend. My first experience using a red camera ever, by the way. Beyond last Thursday when I streamed with it.
I saw some of your clips. Look good.
Oh, thank you. And so what I realized so far was that
data is huge.
So much data. The file size. So I filmed in synchronous with the Sony a7S III for the entire A-roll talking sequence. And the Komodo's file was 99.8 gigabytes, and the A7S III file was 12?
12.
Like around there. And
that's a big file.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 12 gigabyte file, but the red was 100, tenfold bigger file. And it was on low quality setting, but it was also on 6K. So I'm curious. So my next video, I'll do the same thing, but I'm going to be doing it in 4K. Which is going to be interesting because I want my next video to be about the red Komodo. So obviously can't really do it on that one. Maybe it'll be on the following weekend, but either way. All
right, here it is. Reds are great cameras. That red code is something that you just cannot beat. All right. It is a great codec. They've had lawsuits over who can do blah, blah, blah. It is really damn good. Their cameras are expensive because they're the only ones that make them. And so they're going to set the prices and all that kind of stuff. But when you get to use it, you may hate it. You may be bitter and everything. But, dude, they're good.
Maybe.
Are they better?
Hang on. We got a whiskey emoji by unfolding ideas. That means we have to do a cheers. So the whiskey, and then we do a little clinky clink. There we go. And Ranger 7 Studio says, that's why your video looks so good on my projector, red cam.
Dude, I've worked with Reds, and it's at least from a. So here's the difference. From my standpoint, I am the camera operator. I'm the DP. So right. I'm not dealing with the back end footage.
Director of photography.
Yeah.
DP. I know what it is. I'm just saying. Yeah. When I was first learning the terms.
Yeah. Not yeah. No. That's. I mean that has a whole extra cost. But no, like when I'm doing it, it's just like, like Reds are very good, very easy to operate and capture a great image. And then you just kind of send it off down the pipeline, and some people just kind of take the cards and go away and go do it. So in terms of working it, I actually don't prefer Reds because they're kind of not the most intuitive to work with. Because every time you change like certain settings, it changes. It's almost like old Sony's, where it's like if you change one thing, all right, all of a sudden all your options have changed.
Right. So sorry, I'm fiddling around here with this camera. So this is just the GH5, but
Oh, love the GH5.
oh, it's a solid performer.
Oh,
However,
however,
however, I haven't used it as my A-roll camera in quite a while.
I haven't either. My poor GH5 is. Oh, she just goes out on rentals.
That is interesting. I'm not getting
Wow,
any
apparently
image.
it's been a real long time for your GH5.
No. It's because I just put this lens on it, and it's I'm not getting
That's
any
your
image.
big boy lens.
Yeah.
Did you get an adapter to MFT for that?
Well, yeah. So this is the EF lens. Sorry,
And
this,
you had
this is a
to-
Sigma 18 to 35. It's an EF lens, and I have the Viltrox EFM2. But the interesting thing for this is it says lens attachment failed. Please make sure the lens is attached correctly. But that shouldn't affect the image. I should still get an image out of it. Huh. Interesting. Well, I was going to point this one at the red Komodo and show you the
Stopped
setup.
all the way down.
What's that? No. I'm not an idiot. It's, it's just
checking.
not,
I'm
not
just
giving me an
checking here,
image.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, what that's all about. Whatever. I guess it just won't work with that lens right now until I figure out what the heck it's doing.
Lenses for you. Lenses for you. I actually brought up lenses for you. This just came today.
No, I'm jealous. Is that the? I'm gonna guess because I don't see what it is. Is it the Tokina? No, DZ or DZO. I can't tell from here.
Well, it doesn't matter. You're gonna have to guess because you're right on both. So this is the Tokina.
Okay, the 10 to 20. I want that.
11 to 20.
Yep, I knew it. That's what it looked like.
Just came today.
That's a
And
nice one.
yeah, sorry, buddy, but I also have the DZOs.
Oh
These
man,
are amazing.
those are such nice looking
Dude.
lenses, man.
So good.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do right now. We're taking the whiskey cam. Let's get it over here. And because my whiskey cam is all wireless, I can just use that one, right?
Oh, there you go.
Here we are. So this is my there, red Komodo clout.
I am jealous. That is nice.
Okay, and we're using the Bebop batteries to power it, and I'm still waiting on my monitor actually.
You actually, I have to say, are one of the YouTubers who like talks the most about like batteries, and like you've got a good battery system going, man.
Dude, batteries are where it's at. I know, but I need to
you've
fix my
got,
whiskey
like,
cam.
You got 26 volt. You got all the stuff like covered. I love it.
Man, the whiskey cam is all out of whack now. Hang on. Let's get this positioned.
I've thrown them all, of course.
Well, you showed me your cool lenses, so I had to,
I literally brought these up here for you.
Oh, thank you.
I knew that I was going to show you these. I was like, dude, Komodo boys are loving
are.
these.
Yeah, the reason why is because right now I'm in 4K, but I'm using the Sigma 18 to 35. But that means it's cropped in, right? And the Tokina can still give you that wide image when you're cropped into 4K. And I really only want 4K files because 6K, as I've learned, is just ridiculous. I can't handle it, right? It's too much. It's a 100 gigabyte file. So here, let's go back to that real quick. Right. So, and by the way, Topic Ruben, thanks for showing up. The Red Komodo, it's still in learning experience mode. Mr. Camera Junkie, 99 problems, but my gigs ain't one. LOL.
Oh, snap. I've been watching chat too. Like, whoops.
Unfolding Ideas says lens porn. And yeah, too early for whiskey for some. Cheers, boom.
No, never.
All right. Thank you. All right, so back to the Red Komodo. What I've learned so far, number one, it's really cool to have a camera. There's a cinema camera, a proper cinema red camera that has autofocus, which is super handy because I don't need autofocus. I've used the GH5 for years. However, autofocus, as I learned with the Sigma 18, the Sony A7S III and the Sigma
You
24 to
use the
70.
GH5 in this example for
No, no,
autofocus?
no, no. I'm saying I've learned how to use manual focus. So manual focus is, it's not a lack of knowledge of how to manually focus.
Gotcha.
It's that the convenience that the Sony has taught me with autofocus, it's made me spoiled to it's saved me so much time that
Still
I
can't do
don't want to work without it.
I still
Now,
can't do it.
now I have this lens which is awesome, but it's still a Sigma 18 to 35, same glass that's being used right now.
Yeah, and
It's just
free.
in a housing that has gears and it's parfocal, which is really cool. And it's also it looks cooler. It's also heavier. I'll be reviewing this soon.
Oh, you're gonna do a review of the rehouse?
Yeah, of the
Nice,
PC Hood Cinematics rehousing.
nice.
It's really cool. But all that said, the autofocus is so convenient. And my thought on the Komodo is that the colors and the grading would be so much easier that it would be worth it. That's see, wanted the Komodo originally because I think that after I learned the workflow, it would be more convenient. It would save me time in the end, right? But so far, the Komodo is at a point where it is not saving me time and it is less convenient. And I'm not getting any perceivable advantage beyond the noise that looks more organic. The red, huzzah, the juice, the like you could tell that it was like filmed on something that wasn't a clinical razor knife sharp A7S III without any extra filters or anything. That's the one thing.
You're having trouble justifying buying a red.
No, 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 no. I'm not trying to just. I bought it. It's already it's paid for.
I know.
But my reason for buying it was to determine is it worth it for someone to for me to recommend someone else to get it instead of something like a Sony A7S III. And so far, I've not reached that conclusion. So far, it is less convenient and impairs my workflow.
Okay.
And so that's I'm still going through the process. I'm going to give it a few weeks because I color graded the red. It was easy to color grade, but it didn't give me any more range than the A7S III did. In fact, I had more dynamic range with the A7S III in my own personal test so far. It might have been an exposure thing. I don't know. I can configure the ISO after the fact on the red, so it wasn't that. We'll see. I'm still working with it. I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't have any skin. I'm like with any of these companies, so it's purely my own observation. But if I reach a conclusion where it's impairing my workflow to use the Komodo, then I'll end up selling it and getting another Sony A7S III and just more lights.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's all I can say. Like, yeah.
Yeah, Unfolding Idea says GH5 autofocus lowers one's expectations, and then you get the A7S III. Yeah, I mean, honestly,
I mean, I have thought about getting another like small camera, and I was looking at the A7S III and all that kind of stuff. And but the problem is, I don't like the Sony color, and I don't even like the Sony log color, and I don't like any of that. And
I was replying to the chat. Some people say I have to compare the Sony A1. Thoughts on that? I don't want to buy the Sony A1. If I was going to spend $6,000 on Sony's camera, I would go with the FX6. The XLR inputs, the ergonomics, the built-in ND filters. I don't know. Here's the thing. The FX6 also seems like I wouldn't necessarily want it unless they made the autofocus operate the same way as the A7S III does. Because of the way you have to go into the menu to select things, it seems like the A7S... What I want, honestly, is an A7S III that just has a built-in VMAP battery plate, I think, so far.
yeah, there you go.
Like, that's it. I don't... And the variable ND built-in filters. I think that's it. I mean, so far, that's what I'm looking for.
Look, if they come out with another thing, I'll tell you what I'll buy. I'll buy another Zcam.
You like the Zcam? I think that's
Oh,
the
dude,
first
I've
person
been
I've ever
rocking
heard that
this
ever said
Cam
that.
F6, and I've been thinking about buying an S6 just to have a Super 35 version.
What's so special about the Zcam?
Nothing. It just works. It's just a full frame sensor that works the way a full frame sensor should work. Doesn't have all these little quirks that Sony has where it's like, oh, and this and that and blah, blah, blah. No, like weird stuff like, boo. Yeah, their log isn't great, but actually where I'm at in Washington, D.C. area, nobody wants log. They all want us to deliver our stuff in ProRes. So I just could shoot ProRes, pop it out, and
By the
boom,
way, the
done.
Komodo shoots in ProRes.
I know it does. Who do you think it learned it from? Zeke.
The problem with the Komodo, no XLR inputs.
Really?
No.
See, well, that's the problem with the Zcam too. It doesn't have any full size. It has all these little micro things, and you gotta turn it in, and then you feel like it's super fragile. But anyway, despite that, no, I really do like the Zcam.
Yeah. I mean, the Red. Okay, I will say this.
If Zcam had that Red Raw codec, I think it would destroy. I think the only thing that Red has left is that Red Raw codec.
I think what Red has going for him is, it's the best camera for clout chasers, and I want views, right? I want.
Oh no, yeah. If you put Zcam in the title on this too,
you get as many views as you do when you review a light.
Oh,
like,
dude,
you get like 7
put
views.
up there like we discuss Red and Zcam, like you are going to go through the roof.
So there's clearly a series of videos I need to make, like Red Komodo versus iPhone versus A7S III. I need to get my money's worth.
Hey, dude, don't make fun of Potato Jet. He's a cool dude.
I'm not making fun of him. I need to make the video for the Komodo. That's period.
Yeah,
and then,
how has he not done that? Is he okay? Have we checked on him?
He's good. I think he recently moved.
Okay?
Yeah, he recently moved. Not recently, but like, and he's doing his thing. He's got his vlog channel.
Yeah, I remember I had dinner with him at that Aperture dinner. It was nice, but make sure he's cool.
Yeah,
I was definitely the small fish in that pond.
I feel like I was a pretty small fish in the pond too. There was a lot of people there. I feel like a lot of the creators. Here's an interesting topic, right? So I think a lot of the creators of 2019 to 2020 that did a lot of the tech reviews and camera reviews that we watched, they have either burned out or matured onto different content
From
reviewing camera gear and lights and microphones and things.
That's true. Actually, the Cameron Flask episode on Jem's channel, C47 last night, they literally ran it up, just being like, Caleb's tired of doing this, and
yeah, that's the thing. It's
you were in there. You were
I was.
In the chat with me.
I mentioned that they were talking to me.
I'm tired of it too, but I was like, but you're gonna see some more of it from me before I can get rid of it.
So the incentive to review things, at least for me, is declining to a point where I want to make my own creative works, soon. And it's, once you have so much gear, it's, particularly if it's a hobby, right?
Dude,
and
you have like a grip truck.
Yeah, no, I've got everything that a creator could possibly want ever in this little room, and I want to make more interesting content that I think that someone who's not specifically interested in grip and cameras and lights could enjoy. And right now my audience is limited to like 25 people, and I think half of them are on the stream watching right now.
Well, you can add a couple zeros to that 25 because obviously, like, everybody's loving your content.
What's up, Dylan? Thanks for showing up. Just trying to watch the chat a little bit here.
I'm so bad, Jesus.
And that's
whatever.
The thing.
They're all talking to you. They don't care about me anyway.
Of course they do. Yeah, this is the title of the stream is "His Studio Burnt Down," and we talked about your studio for the first 40 minutes, I think.
Happened.
The thing is, that I don't know what I was saying.
Oh, you lost your train of
Lost my train of thought.
Tommy
I
Calloway.
got distracted. I was watching the
Look at this,
chat.
guys. This is epic.
People. So we were saying that I want to tell stories. I want to get better at telling stories.
There he is.
Not just telling stories about gear, but telling stories that I want to tell. Things that are entertaining that maybe someone would like to watch just to enjoy rather than to learn about a new lens.
In the stream, like, yeah, you were talking about like wanting to try tell stories as opposed to just like, all right, here's how gear goes and like blah 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 blah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I still want free gear. Like, come on, everybody likes that. But I want to craft stories around it.
I hate free gear.
All right. Yeah, no, I know I have 40,000 subscribers. The thing is, the first 10,000 of those were on my earlier content, and that content wasn't necessarily about camera gear. It was like electronics and science and hacking and like just various topics that weren't relevant to things that I'm trying to do today.
And actually, I seriously was binge watching your channel today, and I could see that shift. I did watch from like square one and was like going through and like watching all your videos and everything, and I could see that shift into where you are now and like where you kind of like honed the focus.
Yeah, it's the thing is, I want people to watch the videos when I publish them, and that's really
the hard part.
That's really difficult if you have various different types of content. If someone subscribes to you because they really liked the way he reviewed a camera, and then you publish a video of like an ice chest robotics, that's not going to jive with them. They won't even click on it.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta, dude. The hardest thing for me is just like I'm not as fast. Like I'm like I got other stuff going on and like all this stuff. So like I'm trying to do stuff like so I know you did the 60D and the 60X from Aperture, right?
Yes. I did only the 60X.
Only a 60X. Did they give you just the option, right?
They asked if I wanted to review them, and I said I'll review the 60X.
And we all chose the X.
Everyone, yeah. I mean, a couple people got both.
No egg, but I was a day late in getting my stuff edited, and I felt the pressure so bad. I'm like, oh, I have to beat. Oh God, Film Riot has their thing. Oh God, Curtis Judd has their thing. It's so stressful, man.
We got a comment here. Daniel says, imagine the amount of subscribers you lose when you change directions on a young 500ish channel. I gain 10 and lose 9 every month. And someone says, make a second channel. So I think that's interesting, but also think about it that if you have one really solid video and it's on a video that it's on a topic you enjoy and you want to take your channel in that direction, YouTube can recommend that video, and then that video can get you thousands of new subscribers. Just one video. For example, the Pocket Video Light Showdown that I did, that's like 5 different pocket video lights, and I compare everything.
Watch that.
I love that format, and I have 3 more showdowns planned that I'll be doing soon in that style. One is going to be on the full color RGB WW panels because I've got like 7 or 8 of them now. That format has netted me the most subscribers in this niche and in a single video ever. I think that one video got me like a couple thousand subscribers.
Really?
Yeah, it's got over 100,000 views.
Wow.
But just one really good video, really well produced, that has high watch time, high click-through rate, high retention. Not only does it make a lot of money on the AdSense, it doesn't get a lot of subscribers, it also is one of the highest converting videos in terms of affiliate marketing. It's just a great type of video. Like, I want to make more of those if I'm supposed to be doing a review type video. It just makes sense.
So I think, well, actually, I don't think, I know my biggest video ever was when the DJI Ronin first came out, and I got my Steadicam buddy, who's the professional Steadicam op, and we did the DJI Ronin versus Steadicam in the park video, and like we still get recognized from that.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's also really cool though, to get known for something in the space that you're interested in,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, like people come to like, oh my god, like yeah, like you're the one who I learned how to balance a gimbal from. I'm like, yep.
So check this out. One of my videos that you won't find this on my channel anywhere. At least I think I've deleted them all. Was how to hack your iPhone to change the GPS so you could hack Pokemon Go, right?
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah. So it was like the fourth. So here, this was my problem of my channel growth, right? So the fourth video I did,
You did that
I
on
did like
this channel?
yeah. So I did a couple reviews of things, and then
No.
and then Pokemon Go came out, right? And I was like, I could hack that, and so I did. And then the day after it came out, I published that video. That video got 500,000 views, and then I did a couple
Is that
follow-ups.
really how you started this channel?
And then I did a couple follow-up videos on different hacks and different ways to cheat the GPS on it. And then those got, I think that series of videos got about
Tommy,
three.
no.
No. That series of videos netted me about 3 million views on the channel, which was a lot. And it also got a lot of.
That's a lot of Japanese people.
No,
Yeah.
no, they were all Americans. It was when Pokemon Go was new and popular. Now here's the problem. The majority of my subscribers were people that were interested in Pokemon Go and, GPS
So they
hacking.
would follow up. Yeah.
Now I post a video review of some new light or a lens
And
or a camera.
Boom.
And the CTR is like
Yeah.
0.01%, and it gets like 7 views when you have 3,000 subscribers. Do you know what that does to YouTube's algorithm?
Yeah,
It teaches you that you're making bad videos and nobody wants to watch them, and it's very discouraging.
Yes. No. I've seen that so many times, and it's in all of those things. It's just like, dude, like when you're making YouTube, stick to what you are doing.
Yeah, no. So I didn't learn that until about 2-3 years in. And so then I went through and I purged a lot of the irrelevant content from my channel, and that cut my analytics, my stats from like 5.5 million to like 2 million overall views. Yeah, just threw it all away. I deleted some of them, and then I unlisted a lot of the rest of them. And then I just said, I'm going to focus on filmmaking. And it hurt originally. It cut my AdSense and affiliate revenue in half, my views in half. But then it quickly recovered in terms of revenue. The views didn't recover, but the revenue did in terms of affiliate. And then now I'm getting a more relevant audience, and the CTR is improving, and I'm getting more relevant viewers, and I get more views on my videos as I publish them. Oh. So it took a few months, and it hurt at first, but. And these live streams actually help.
Dude, Tommy, you got this shit crushed.
I figured out that when I live stream, I lose subscribers.
I think I just demonetized you, but sorry.
No, that's fine. I figured out that when I live stream, I lose subscribers, but I don't think that it's the subscribers that are subscribing for filmmaking related content or my personality, which is the two things that I want subscribers for. It's people that subscribe to learn how to hack their phones. Bye. Please unsubscribe.
Oh, for your old content.
Yes, exactly. Because, my name is Tommy Calloway. And then...
I did see all your old content, and I was like, what? Is this the same guy?
And then not a couple years ago, it was like December 2019, around there. There was some marathon at Georgia, and some other guy named Tommy Calloway decided it was a great idea to slap a reporter on national news.
Oh no!
And so that took over the internet.
Same way too, with
still, if you search, if you
Google.
So now if you Google Tommy Calloway, my name, you'll still see I'm like on the 3rd page of results on Google. It's hard to find me unless you search me on YouTube. Even then, that guy's videos.
That we wouldn't call hard to find.
I thought I was past it. And then they did a follow-up interview with this guy that was like, like why? Anyways, he got another interview, and that took over the internet again. So I didn't make another channel because I want to take my name back. I don't
Tom,
want.
you are Tommy Calloway.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's
Ladies
my
and
frustration.
gentlemen of the chat, can we please stand up for the one and true, only, and who will ever own it, Tommy Calloway?
Yeah, you know.
I mean, Tommy, you are Tommy Calloway. You Google Tommy Calloway, you are it.
I don't think you've Googled Tommy Calloway. I'll try it right now. Tommy Calloway.
I didn't think you would actually do it.
The first result is runner accused of slapping reporter on air. Yeah.
Well, the problem is
Tommy Calloway, guilty of crime against Alex Bozargian. Like,
guys,
and then I got a bunch of comments and messages saying, "Why'd you slap that reporter?" It's like, dude, I don't even look like that guy. He's like 15 years older than me, and he lives in a different state. Doesn't look like me.
Tommy's a slapper.
So that happened, and so now it's a battle of me wanting to take my name back instead of just retreating and making a new channel. I was thinking about just making a new channel so I'd only get relevant subscribers, but now it's like a matter of like, no. That's it. So we got some comments. Daniel Lewis, I first found Tommy's channel probably after seeing a YouTube collaboration with Gerald Undone. Yeah, he's a cool dude. I like Gerald. He does extremely analytical.
I had dinner with Gerald, and I feel like I really underutilized it because
was that the Aperture event?
Yeah, at NAB at the Aperture event.
Yeah,
and like I was just like, yeah, but like, oh. I would love. I feel like Gerald and I would be best friends because we are so meticulous and analytical.
Yeah, you guys should. By the way, subscribe to Bart's channel. He does awesome reviews and goes into great detail. And he's a actual professional filmmaker, unlike myself. And he's finally creating content again.
Yep, back at it.
But anyways, we are at 11:10, 10 past the hour. And I need to shut this down and go spend some time with my wife.
All right, man. Fair enough.
And thank you, Bart, for showing up for the stream, saying hello.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Of course, man. If we got any other filmmakers in the audience that want to come on and have a little talk, let me know. And, of course, I'm not opposed to it. I think it's more interesting to have a conversation with someone to talk about filmmaking than to talk to myself.
Well, I will throw it out there. If anybody does want to talk more stuff, I have a Discord channel.
Go ahead. Give the plug, man.
Yeah, it's linked down at the bottom of any of my videos. You don't even have to watch the video. Just scroll right down to the bottom. Click on there. There's the Discord channel. You can hang out. It's basically just a 24/7 chat with me.
Alrighty. And with that, we are going to end the stream. Thank you guys for showing up. And we'll see you in the next time. Thank you, Ranger7. Another great show. Appreciate that. And Camille says Gerald for president.
Sure.
I think that he might be able to give us.
Gerald for president.
He might be able to review all of the previous presidents and then give us the perfect pick for the future president. All right. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Take care, man.